this video, I am doing our first visualization for tutorial number 1 in 721. Here's us firing up a brand new Power BI visualization. So bring that up. Close down that window again. Now, I have a set of data that I have already taken out of ACL, and I've put a pivot table in it to see what we can do and compare it with later. But I'm going to get the data. Click up here and get. It's an Excel spreadsheet, so I connect. And ap_trans.xlsx. That is my source of my data. I open that. And I pick that sheet. And I'm just going to load it for now. So it's going away, loading that spreadsheet. That spreadsheet is not very big, it's only 26K. It's got about 102 rows in it from ACL. So it's imported my data, so that's fine. Now I've got that new source over here on the right, and I'm going to go to the Data tab. So there's all of my data. My goal is I want to produce a pie chart, and I want that pie chart just to show me the relative sales. That's what AP Trans represents. Actually, it might be purchases. Yes, purchases. So these are purchases. How much am I spending each month? So if you take a look at my data, I've got invoice amount, invoice date, invoice number, production number, product number, quantity, cost per one, and vendor. Now, obviously, I want to know the total of the items. I would multiply 90 by unit cost. So what I'm going to do is, first off, add a column that gives me quantity times unit cost. So how do I do that, I hear you ask? Good question. I right-click, I create a new column. And I right-click there, right-click there, click new column. Here's my, okay, I won't give it, oh, darn it. New column, I'm going to give it total price equals, so now this is a formula, it's just like spreadsheets. So what I'm going to do though, this data source is called AP Trans. You can see that over there. So if I type in AP_trans and I pick up the quantity and I pick it up by the unit cost, AP_trans unit cost, and I click enter. Now you'll see it's giving me total price. Now, that figure is the same as invoice amount in the original file, and that's okay. I wanted to check that they were both operational. Let's add another column. New column, right click. I'm going to call this one month. Now, I want to pick up the month from the invoice date. Now, the way to achieve that is just simply use the formula month. So as I type, it gives me a list of all of the formulas available. Month. Now, I could just type a date in there, but then it would be everything in this column. So if I just typed in 1 January 2008 and press enter, I would see 1 all the way down there. I could have other functions in here, plus rand. Okay, generates return random number. I think if I just do that, see how it's got some randoms coming in there, 2s and 1s. I don't want that. I want it to use the invoice date. Now I use the same trick I used before, AP_trans, and I pick up invoice date, second item on the list. double click that. It's needing a closed bracket. Press enter. You'll see now 11, 11, 11, 10, 10, 10. That 11 corresponds with the November, 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 October, October, October. Okay, I've added a column to my sheet. I can sort ascending. So now I've got all of my data there. Now, what I'm going to do is go to the Report Chart tab and create a pie chart. Here's my pie chart. Second least interesting visualization ever. Let's start. Here's our pie chart. Let's pick up our month. Now, our month is going to go onto our legend. And our invoice amount can go onto our values. So, month one, if I hover over it, I get a tooltip, 85,670.22. November is 7779. Okay, let's just do something here. What I'm going to do, remember I said there's a pivot chart? I am going to import the pivot chart from that spreadsheet again. I'm going to the same data source, AP-Trans, open. I want the pivot table this time. So now I'm going to end up with two sources in my data sets. So I've got AP pivot table down here. And if I just click on APT pivot table. Okay, so these are all the same numbers as I've got elsewhere. Interestingly, see how I've got this modeling tab up here? I can change its data type. Or I could if it didn't have text in it. See that sum of invoice amount? If you're ever trying to convert it, it's because, and it's not working, it's because there's something funny in your data. You could open it up in Excel, clean it, and resave it and attach it. Let's go back to AP-Trans though. AP-Trans, I want to turn that invoice amount into a currency. Do I have currency? Doesn't look like it. Formatting there. I'll format it, just currency general. It's got a $sign on there. I don't know if that will flow through to here. Yep, it will. So that was one way to put on the tooltip the $sign. Go back to my data. I did that just by modeling and clicking on my column and choosing what my format was going to look like from that list. Now, let's do something a little more interesting. Let's go back to the tab, and what I want to do is, see how it's 1 here and that's 11? I need to sort it. Sort by month. And make it ascending. So there's January, February, March. April's in there, it's very small. Off I go around the table. Okay, so that's the pie chart. So what you can do is compare that data, so the 85,670.22, go to my second data set, 85,670.22. November was 7779. Call up my tooltip, 7779. We're going to stop there. That's our first exercise in that sheet.